of Idea Dream Home Season 5. Building your home gives you the freedom to choose everything that you want, and for that you can take the help of your architect also, because building your home is a teamwork. So let me introduce our team. Anna Kuruvilla, Arun Vidyasagar. Both are architects and interior designers from Cochin. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna, when it comes to doors and windows, most of us use wood. Is it a best choice for doors and windows?
For us Malayalis, that was the only option we had. We're so used to, and that too, the front door should be of teak or rosewood. But nowadays, a lot of other woods we use it. The problem with wood is if it's not seasoned properly, there will be warping, or and then there is it's a regular you have to do regular maintenance. If you don't polish it or paint it at all, that there'll be issues. But the richness and the grandeur of a wooden window is can't be compared to other things. But a lot of other options are available these days.
What do you think?
Like she was telling, wood was the only option available for the joinery in the terms doors and windows.
Okay.
We had a time when there was not even glass for the regular houses. Glass was limited to the palatial houses. Even in those times, glass was a rarity. So wood was the main material for all these jobs. And I don't think wood was not used only for that. Even for flooring, very rarely it used to be used. So wood is a good material, but as time goes by, it becomes scarce. The availability becomes scarce, the cost becomes very high. The favorite wood of Kerala is teak. Unfortunately, the costing has gone overhead where nobody in the middle class can afford it for a large volume. So what happens is people have gone for alternate woods. There are a lot of woods that are being brought into the country, imported from many other countries. A lot of wood come from Africa, from Malaysian areas. Which have got now local names because of its prominent use. So these have all come into the market. And if wood is if the question is wood the best option for doors and windows, it may be. It may not always be. There are other options available for windows nowadays. We have UPVC windows, we have aluminum windows, we have steel roll section steel windows. Depending on the function, you have to put a choice.
So Arun, what about the joinery and the usage of wood in bathrooms?
See, for our way of using bathrooms, using wood in bathrooms is not a wise choice because we have a lot of water, we play with water a lot, so it's not that viable. But when you go to resorts, you can always see wood used very predominantly in bathrooms. You can treat the wood so that it doesn't absorb water anymore and it doesn't get rotten or anything. So
The right kind of wood and the treatment, the moisture content inside the wood actually decides how much it would get spoiled.
Okay, right.
see, there is always there was a system of using coconut for foundation, coconut trunks. So that means, and it doesn't rot.
Okay, right.
So that is how it can be explained easily.
Okay. So let's see the house for the day. That is Chemmanam house from Ankamali.
Hello friends, welcome to Idea Dream Home Season 5. I'm standing in front of Chemmanam house in Ankamali. Now this house is approximately 3000 square feet area, 2-floor, 4-bedroom house. The house has been built in contemporary style. To talk about the landscape area, they have a little lawn space toward my left side, then the interlocking bricks lays the foundation. The car parking area is comfortably blended in with the entrance. Then I also saw some of the exterior, the walls being done with stone cladding, and above you can see the pergola design covered with polycarbonate sheets. So that's all about the exteriors. Well, let's go inside now. Alright, so I'm inside the house and the first thing that catches my eye is the wooden framework right in front of me. They have teamed the wooden with the stone cladding, which gives an impressive look to the wall. To my left is the official living area. It has been kept separate by using this partition, the wooden mesh partition. Then I can see the sofa, that's like the family lounge and TVing area. The flooring is used vitrified tiles, that's like the big 4x4 white color vitrified tiles. The living area is compact yet spacious. They have sofas, and the most interesting thing about this area is the wooden frame used. It goes entirely, they have used wooden frame as well as wallpapers in the center, which gives an impressive look to the outline of the rooftop. Then I see two shelves on both the sides, they have showpieces and all. Then the partition wall that I showed you earlier, the opposite to me is a partition wall, the wooden niche that divides the other area with this. Table and chairs have been made by Presswood. To talk about the rooftop area, well, they have done gypsum board with concealed lights and wooden block pieces have been used. Behind me is a wooden framework which is teamed up with the wallpaper. There's also a TVing area, the family lounge. Now let's go to the kitchen. The design of the kitchen is simple and elegant. They have a lot of multi-wood cabinets above and below. White and brown color code have been decided. Then the side walls also complement the same color scheme. One thing to note is that they have a lot of windows which helps in the ventilation and lighting of this particular space. The slab is granite slab. Opposite to me is a work area and storage space. Master bedroom adorns the contemporary theme. The headboard, side tables and the furniture's used gives a contemporary outlook altogether. The most interesting thing is the ventilation and lighting of the space, which is provided with this huge indoor frame that gives us a clear visual of the lawns outside. They have dressing area. Toward my right, left is the wardrobe space. The dressing area is attached with the bathroom. Another bedroom of the house which is designed in the same style. Roman blinds have been used to cover the windows. There's again a huge window frame on the opposite side which provides ample amount of ventilation and lighting. Then there's a dress area that's attached to the bathroom. Opposite to me they have this wooden niche that provides a showcase and study table. Talk about the staircase detailing. First of all, they have used a steel handrail with toughened glass. Then the flooring used is a matte finish of vitrified tiles. The staircase wall is designed with light color textured work has been done. That provides the a little window space that's covered with Roman blinds. The bedroom in the upper floor has a colorful and impressive design. The side walls, you can see that the texture, the POP light color texture has been done. Then Roman blinds cover the windows. A lot of windows have been provided which helps in the ventilation and lighting. Then this is the little partition area. The wood, they have done little partition that separates with the study table and the dressing area, which opens up to the washroom. Spacious balcony area, which can also work as a sit out area and can be used for family gathering or functions. They have pretty good space over there. Then the detailing uses a steel handrail with toughened glass. They have an extended lawn area at the back side of the house. They also have a plush and spacious swimming pool. So that was all about Chemmanam house in Angamali. This is me, Abel, signing off.
So that is Chemmanam house from Ankamali. It is a 3000 square feet 2-floor house. Now let's hear the comments from our judges. Arun, what about the exterior, character, form and landscape?
It's a simple house. They have not used many colors, but problem is there are a lot of things project out. It can create confusion for some people who look at it, but for others it looks very decent. There is not much landscape. There's a good driveway entry, and they have not tried anything different for the driveway even. For the detailing they have tried to do on the house, they have not done anything on the driveway. There are a lot of lines, means you kind of look into that more than the whole house. There is a parapet with horizontal lines. There are some vertical sleepers near the porch. So you kind of look here and there because there are so many lines, and lines generally tend to attract attention from the to the eyes, and then you kind of follow it. Basically colors are very simple. They've tried some stone cladding. It's done decently, not overly done or done less. They've gone for white windows. That's very different, very unusual. Overall it's a basic decently done house, and the gate is dark in color. Okay. So when you look from the road, what happens is the dark band on the down cuts the
gate catches the eye.
Yeah, right. Kind of catches more attention.
And what do you think, Anna?
I totally agree, because I was going to say the highlight of the house is actually the gate and the entry area. That actually sets a mood, like you expect something really good inside. So attention is given there. They've done the greenery is apt in the cladding stone, a lot of vertical elements, and they've done a two-tone exterior, grey and white. I notice a pergola at the end of the car porch. So the advantage is the room behind the car porch, that will get a little more light because of that pergola. They've done a little too much in terms of that vertical elements. Otherwise, it's definitely not a bad house. It looks pleasing. Maybe they should have done a little less in certain areas.
Even if the house is plain, I mean in the colors, if it's basic colors like white or off-white or even light grays, if there was light falling more directly on it, the punctures and the projections, that can create a lot of effect with just one color. In this house, what happens is it falls from the side, so the front doesn't get any advantage of that. So that is another point factor. It's very important for the house to be positioned so that the light is actually made useful into the exteriors also, not just interior.
Now, what about the interiors, flooring, kitchen and bathroom?
Interiors are done decently, though I find a little clash of styles in the wooden furniture, in the additional furniture like the grandfather's clock, which is totally out of the blue. The character doesn't gel in anywhere. Then you find some other units, crockery units in the next room, dining room, which again stands out. But I think main furnitures kind of link with each other. Kitchen kind of gels with the overall ambience. The staircase handrail is good, and I think the flooring, they have gone for very big tiles. That is good, but the pattern is a little classic. I mean the marble kind of pattern may not be the right choice for this kind of house. They could have gone for a single shade or even smaller grainy texture kind of pattern or something like that. They've gone for the same flooring everywhere. So that is kind of good. I mean, some people kind of do each room in a different shade, which kinds of creates a lot of spatial differences. But this, they have continued the same thing all around. That is really good. The master bed which you see is very detailed, like an Arabic style kind of furniture, and you can find that only in that alley. But the other rooms kind of come back into the same style. Other than some loose furniture which kind of stands out, I think the interiors are quite matching with each other. They have an entry fire, that is also interesting. It kind of gives you the direction, means it separates the spaces. So that is also interesting.
Furniture has been placed haphazardly because they have individually, like the sofa is good, but they've just left it there. There is this grandfather clock and 2 curio cabinets. You should place them, these are all accent pieces. You should place them in such a way that you can view it while sitting, not behind your sofa or something. So the built-in furniture, the cabinets, the TV stand in the dining room and the kitchen and everything, they gel well with the style of the house. Generally there is a good style, it's just that individual pieces don't match well.
Arun, what about the color, decor and lighting?
See, color is basically the walls have a single shade. They don't have much variation in the color in the walls. Furniture kind of continues. When you look at the bedroom, it's actually inside a closed door, so it doesn't matter if it comes out. But the dining area stands out really well. When you look at each space, you have some things that stand out. Like the living area has got the clock positioned in an awkward way and it doesn't go the overall character. The sofa is good, but should have been pushed a little more away, means to get the full space utility and good viewability of the sofa. It does seat well, really well.
Okay. Anna.
They've paid attention to the curtains. The curtains are all very good. If you notice, the Roman blinds have small detail, small border, and in the living room, the sofa has actually got some connection with it. Overall, the room finally looks good because of the soft furnishing. It should never be thought of or taken lightly because that's the first thing your eye pays attention to. Overall, the inside, the lighting is, natural lighting is really good. And even the light fixtures, nothing jarring, so it's on the whole, except in the bedrooms, the style is okay.
Okay, and now coming to the overall ambience.
General ambience is decent, though there is a little clash of styles and the furnishing quality. It varies from room to room, but even after that, the ambience is really okay. Means it's quite pleasing, and there is good natural light. Other than the artificial lighting what they have done, even the natural light is good. So from the elevation we could see that the light falls from the right side.
Okay.
So what happens is the living rooms and main sitting areas I think come on that side. So the light falls in well and it kind of adds into the ambience. So I think the general ambience is good for each room. Even each room when you take up as a point, it looks decently done. The furnitures fall right into place. And they are very functional and they do their job well. So I think the ambience is really good. Even the exterior ambience is decent. Though like pointed out earlier, they have some clashes in the form even. It is not bad. It is done decently.
The house is very airy and it's not cluttered. That's one, people tend to put in a lot of things into a space. It's a decent modern house, but from the point of entry, I think the style was decreasing. I expected more from this house.
Now, Anna, coming to the marks, how much would you like to give for the exterior, landscaping, form and character?
I've given them 20 on 25.
Okay, Arun?
Exteriors are basically done neatly. You can't complain about it, but still there is some issues. What I feel about the form, a lot of things projecting, and even I would have gone for a single color. That would have given better effect. Even with the stone cladding, would have looked much better. And like she was telling, the glass is not necessary there. I think interior glass was looking nice, the handrail, but exteriors I don't think it didn't do any quality to the overall shape.
Okay.
I have given them 19.
Now moving on to the interior, flooring and kitchen.
Interior, the point that we enter, the foyer, I feel there's a lack of light because of that wooden partition between the foyer and the living. In general, when we look at interior, the furniture should also, it plays an important, the spatial planning of the house. So there they've missed out. I've given them 18 on 25.
And what about you, Arun?
I think interiors are done decently when you look at each space separately. But what happens is you don't have a continuous thing moving around. So you have a living room that has to be seen separately. You have a dining room with a different character. You have bedrooms again with another character. Kitchen with a character. You have some parts in each room that connect to each other, but not completely in connect. So I think I'll give only 18 out of 25.
And what about color decor lighting?
They've tried to do the curtains very well, so I liked it. And some parts and the kitchen, the color, the white and the brown, it looks very good. But they've missed out when it comes to bedspreads. I've given them 17 on 25.
Arun.
I think I'll give them only 18.
Okay. Now to the overall ambience.
Overall ambience, I've given them 16 on 25.
Okay. And Arun?
I've given them 19.
Chemmanam house from Ankamali secures 71 from Anna, 74 from Arun, and from public 36. And that makes a total of 181 out of 250. I hope all of you enjoyed our show. That's all for today.